Hey, fourth grade. You should be at the point now in your report about your country that you are doing your bibliography. And this is a new thing for you guys because in third grade you didn't have to make a bibliography. So what you do is you take your notebook paper and on the center of the paper, top line, that's where you write bibliography, just like on the example on page 231. Then you skip a line, and that is where your first entry will be. This is a list of the sources or where you got the information for your report about that country and about the 4 things that we talked about that country: their religion, their culture and holidays, or celebrations and holidays, their geography, and their climate. So the first thing we're going to go through is how to do a bibliography entry for a nonfiction book. Now, on the bottom of page 231 in the info box there, it has written the things that you put first. First, you put the author's name, last name first, and then the title of the book, and you have to underline it. There needs to be a period in the middle of those 2 things. And after the title of book, you put another period. The place of publication, it should tell in the front of that book. And then you put a colon, then the publisher's name, or the name of the company that published the book, and a comma, and the year, and then another period. So the punctuation in a bibliography entry is much different than it is in a regular sentence. For an encyclopedia, any of you that had access to those, I found an encyclopedia about Liechtenstein, an encyclopedia article. So I would first look at the end of the article and find right down here at the very end that it was written by Dorothea Spada. So I would write Spada, comma, Dorothea, and then put a period, and then it wants the article title, and the title of the article is Liechtenstein. So I would write that next, and since it's the title of an article, you put quotation marks around it, like you do a story or a poem that's in a book. Then you put another period. The next thing is the name of the encyclopedia, and this is the new book of knowledge. So that would go next, and since that's the name of this whole book, then you underline it. So make sure that that is underlined, and then you put another period. After that, you have to write the volume. This one is volume 11. So you write volume 11, and you put another period. You look in front of the encyclopedia and see that it is published in Danbury, Connecticut. So that is what goes next. Your address of the publisher, Danbury, comma, CT is the postal abbreviation. You put a colon, and then after the colon, you write the name of the publisher, the publishing company, and this is Grolier Incorporated. So that would go next. And then you look on the back of that title page, and you should be able to find the publication date. And the publication date of this volume of encyclopedias was 2002. And then at the very end, you put a period. So pay real close attention to where you put your periods, where you put your commas, what you underline, and what you put quotation marks around. Now, what most of you will have to do, because you used online sources, is write down how to do an bibliography entry for an online source. And you start with the author, and in this one right here, there's even a picture of the author. His name is Benjamin Elisha Sawi. So you would write Sawi, comma, Benjamin Elisha, and then you would put a period. And then you would put the name of the article, which is Religious Beliefs in Liechtenstein, in my case. And you would put quotation marks around that, like an article in a book, like the article in the encyclopedia that we just looked at. Then you would put another period. The name of the publication that this is in online is right up here. It's World Atlas. So you would put World Atlas, period, and underline that because that's the name of the online book that this is in. Then you would put the date that it was posted, and that I found right back here, back by the author's picture at the end, and it said that this page was last updated on July 30th, 2019. So that's what you would write for the date that this was written. And then you also have to write the date that you printed this out or that you looked at this article. And in mine, it's right up here in the corner, March 25th, 2020. Then you would put another period, you're putting periods between each of these things. Then you're going to write the web address. And the whole thing has to go on there. So you would probably start with the HTTPS and a colon. You would then do your 2 backslashes, www.worldatlas.com, because I'm just following this all the way across, and you're going to remember every backslash and every dot. And then this has articles, backslash, religious beliefs in Liechtenstein, period, and HTML at the end. Now, the one thing that you do need to make sure that you do when you are doing these is they have to be in alphabetical order according to the author. So if I got all this together and then I noticed they weren't in alphabetical order, which I just noticed they're not, I would have to rewrite it and put Salway, Benjamin, Elisha first, because SA is before SM and SP. And then I would put my nonfiction book second because the author is John Smith, so SM would be next. And then Dorothea Spada, comma Dorothea, would be last. So they would be in alphabetical order. And that is how you do a bibliography. As you get older in 5th grade and 6th grade, you're going to have to continue to do bibliographies. So be real careful to follow how they are done in the book. On page, I ripped out for everybody in your packet this page right here. It's how to write a bibliography, and it has the examples right down here. And the example that I wanted to make sure that you included, since you're not here at school and I couldn't go to the library to get books for you or anything like that, was how to write the online entry. If you have any questions, please let me know. Your parents should have my email address, and I check the Google Classroom as often as I can, so please let me know, and I want you to have a good weekend. Thank you.